All right, fans, welcome back to part 2 of Chaos Corner. Here, live to tape from the bunker. As we already said, go back to part 1 and check out my opening monologue. It's about 10 minutes, giving a shout out to certain folks and letting you know what we're going to do here today on the first weekend of August 2023. It's early Friday morning, and I'm going to put out some content for the fans of the IWC. Because it's me, the GOC. So let's get through all the greetings and salutations. You guys know where to follow me on social media. You know what's going on here on the channel. I will admit we have a State of the Channel analytics show coming up very soon. And I don't know what's going on out there in Chaos Corner land, but we got to spread the word. We were doing fantastic from the spring into the summertime. Now that we're in the dog days of summer, we've kind of slipped and dipped and slide across the YouTube channels here on social media, and we need to grow this station. We have to get to those 1,000 subscribers. We're coming up on 4,000 watch hours for the requirements. We've already had over 300,000 total views, but then YouTube took down probably about 20 or 30 of my videos, which took away about 50,000 views. So we've reached the 300,000 view plateau twice now on the channel. So you can't beat that. I can't thank you fans enough for being here from the bottom of my heart. We know what's going on in the world today. It's pure chaos, and that's pun intended. We're going to hop off all the other social media platforms, come back here to Guardian of Chaos on the YouTube channel. You're not going to want to miss this episode. All right, fans, we're back in the middle of one heck of a storm here in the greater New England tri-state northeast area. And again, I can't thank you guys for being here. Stay close to your family and friends. Situational awareness. Tomorrow's not guaranteed for any of us. So walk in faith. Stay close to the big man. Do your research in the almighty book, because Jesus Christ is coming back soon. Don't be caught dead without him, and that's a shoot. And I mean that. And you guys know this channel is usually full of positivity and chicanery and whatever word you want to use. Chaos, because I am the guardian of chaos. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Stress reliever for you guys and gals. Stress reliever for me. It's very important to stay mentally fit, physically fit, emotionally fit, and most importantly, spiritually fit. So if I could put that out there to my followers, to you guys, gals, folks in the IWC, that's the most important message I could put out to everyone. And again, big shout out to all the domers, the dome, let's build the dome, and my old buddy over at Rotella Streams, Ballyho. Follow him on Rumble, because if you want to stay up to date in the current state of the world, and especially in all the BS politics, Mr. Rotella, Ballyho, Rotella Streams is the place to be over on Rumble. So now that I put that out there, let me also give a big shout out and recognition to my old buddy, another good friend of mine, and that would be the Professor Rick Del Santo over at the PWZ, the Pro Wrestle Zone podcast. Every legend and veteran of the world of professional wrestling, not to mention the live shows for the local independents, and then covering everything from AEW to the WWE. What the Professor Rick Del Santo is doing over on Pro Wrestle Zone is second to none in this business. A great guy, a humble guy, very professional, and he puts out an excellent product. Big shout out, Ricky, and thanks for hosting me this weekend, this past weekend up at the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame and Fan Fest 8. What a time we had. It was an extravaganza, a bonanza. PWZ, don't you dare miss it. Also, big props and shout out to the OG of podcasts all the way back to the 90s. Whether it's Wednesday Night Dynamite, so to speak. Tuesdays with DT and KC, Kevin Castle. Monday night, late nights covering Raw. Saturday afternoons and Saturday mornings with DT. And of course, every Sunday night in the sit down with the OG, Don Tony. I moderate over on his channel. I can't thank you enough, DT. Much love, much respect. Fans, you want to know about the OG of podcasts and social media in the IWC, you'll follow Don Tony on YouTube. It doesn't get any better than that. And right now, in current 2023, I want to give big props to another channel that I moderate for, and that would be the #1 fucking podcast on YouTube, and that's Off the Script with JD from New York. Virtually 5 nights a week. Unbelievable shows covering AEW and the WWE. And of course, Tuesday Night Titans with JD and Andrew Baidala. An unbelievable show over on JD's channel, Off the Script. And Wednesdays, a regular, his sidekick, my brother, the Chi-Town Smark, heel Jesse. Follow his channel over on YouTube, where I also moderate, but I've taken a step back because Jesse covers Impact. Who the fuck watches Impact? Who? No disrespect, Jesse. You know I love you, brother. The Chi-Town Smart. There is no other. So follow his channel. You'll get a lot of great stuff on Impact. And then, of course, I'll get back to saying JD and Off the Script, the #1 fucking podcast on YouTube with 150,000 followers and subscribers. If that doesn't tell you what he's all about, I don't know what does. And then before we wrap it up here, there's my good friends over at the Wrestling Council. The Wrestling Council, if you will. And that would be the big man, Comic Book Bob, and Hollywood. My boy Hollywood. Always a great time over at the Wrestling Council, where I also moderate. I don't censor people. If you get it fucked up, I'm going to moderate you. I'm going to time you out. I'm going to bench you. But I'll give you a chance to come back. As long as you're not disrespectful, that's all I really care about. So follow the guys that I work for. And of course, my home at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. ParadiseAlleyProWrestling.com or PAPW on all social media platforms. And you know who the Paradise 4 are. Mario Mancini, Pretty Paul Roma, Paul Perez, and Big Dave Paradise. You want to learn the ins and outs about pro wrestling, the ins and outs about life, being a young man, being a young woman, mentoring, giving back to all kinds of charities, from type 1 to non-juvenile diabetes, to Camp Rising Sun, kids with cancer, to shows for autism, animal shelters, local sports teams that need athletic equipment, you name it, Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling does it. You're not going to want to miss it, and especially with 4 guys that worked under the guidance of the WWF and WCW in the 80s and the 90s. Does it get any better than that? Because I don't think it does. So as we're almost 9 or 10 minutes in here, this has been grinding my gears, so to speak, getting under my skin. So I'm going to, and I know it's a work, I know it's a shoot, I know they try to be kayfabe, but kayfabe is long gone. You guys don't even understand kayfabe. Now, I'm not talking about the guys back in the day like Stu Sachs and so on and so forth, and they have plenty of talented writers right now on Pro Wrestling Illustrated. And of course, there's also the legend PWI insider Mike Johnson. So I'm not here to bash people, but I'm here to call you out. I'm here to look at the bull, and it's only pro wrestling. I mean, I get it, man, I get it. But let's look at the rankings and the bullshit from the rankings. And I apologize for cussing. I don't have to cuss to get over. Sometimes it just comes out. Every time I cuss, I have to put money in the tip jar for my granddaughter. You guys know the history, right? So I'm going to give you the dates. This is, and I said it in the opening monologue, this is dated October of 2023. We're in August. They're always ahead. It's on display until August 22nd of 2023. $8 for this magazine. I think when I bought it, first started buying the magazines, I'm from the magazine era, of the 70s into the 80s, especially the 70s. I think the magazines might have been 99 cents, $1.99 maybe. And now look at it. I get it. Cost of inflation, the current state of affairs, and I don't want to get into all that. That's why you go over to the Dome on Rumble for Rotella streams. I'll leave that to the guys that are into that. Pro wrestling and baseball is my wheelhouse. Although I know a little bit about everything. They call me the king of useless information. Check out my book reviews here on the channel. I just did opening monologues for The Ring Man, referee Dave Dwinell. Blood and Fire, the story of the original Sheik with Mr. Brian Solomon. Incredible Brian Solomon as a person and as an author and as a podcaster. Also had a chance to hang out this past weekend with my old buddy who I used to bounty hunt for way back in the day. Legit badass. And don't call me fake. Dr. D, David Schultz. I'll be doing a book review on his book also coming up. So stay tuned for all that, fans. That's what you get here on this channel. You get Chaos Corner, the podcast, where I've done, I don't know, well over 200 episodes here on the channel. You get all my past history videos in the ring, all the stars I've been with, all the Hall of Famers, all the young lions, current stars to this day. You'll get to see my AEW live-to-tape watch-alongs, all my coverage of the pay-per-views from the WWE, AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, MLW, Impact Wrestling, the NWA, AAA, CMLL. No me jodas, maricón, muévete, culo, pendejo. I'm only kidding, man. It's a work. I cover it all, including the independent scene, which is the backbone of this industry. So as I roll on, you can see the passion, right? Do you see what's going on here? Do you see as I come up on the big 6-0? I know I look like I'm 35. I get it. Could you imagine the knowledge up in this dome, this cranium? Yeah, that's why I give it back to you guys. And I love you all for being here. Trust me, whether you love me or hate me, I still appreciate each and every one of you. This is my stress reliever, man. I've already said it. This makes me feel good and gets the stress out. And I hope it does the same for you guys. So I think there's only been one other PWI that's been printed since I purchased this one. So it has, and the rankings, I believe, are from about 6 weeks ago. But we're going to break it down. I'm going to give you my viewpoint. So here is the magazine that we're covering. You can go out and get it. You can follow along. You can see the research that I'm doing. I always do my research and have my notes. Otherwise, I'm king of ad lib, but you still have to be prepared. Here's the magazine. Pro Wrestling Illustrated. You see Punk, Rollins, Naomi, in my opinion, made a huge mistake leaving the WWE and is now in Impact. I don't care what anybody says. And I love all wrestling, all the groups, from the majors to AAA to AA to single A, because that's how I break down pro wrestling. Kind of like baseball. Rookie leagues, independent leagues, A ball, AA, AAA ball, and of course the majors. Let's take a look at the rankings. And before you get crazy on me, I understand this is for the period ending on June 4th, 2023, considering now we are here on August 4th, 2023. So these are the rankings from approximately 2 months ago, but they haven't changed a whole ton. I find this to be ludicrous, insane, garbage. Some of it accurate, but a lot of it not. And I just want to put it out to you guys, give you my quick opinion, and hopefully you'll respond to what I'm saying. And I think there's been one more magazine in rankings that would be current, probably up to, I don't know, can't be much more current than this, but maybe to August, just like a few days back. They rank everything here, if you're a fan of PWI, which I am. The PWI official rankings and ratings, I guess we'll go with, period ending June 4th, 2023, like I said, which is about 2 months ago, exactly 2 months ago. They have the heavyweight, they have the women, they have the tag teams, they have Raw, SmackDown, AEW, Impact, the Knockouts. Don't even know why that's still even a division. What kind of division is that? I get it, the Knockouts. I understand. This isn't TNA, though. They have New Japan, Stardom, AAA, MLW, and then the Independents. And then they break down other categories, most popular, most hated. Australia Pro Wrestling Rankings, Canada overall, All Japan, CMLL, Game Changer Wrestling, Insane Championship Wrestling, the NWA, NXT, Pro Wrestling Noah, Ring of Honor, and Wrestle Carnival. They usually throw Northeast in there as well, but it's not in on this particular magazine. So there's a lot to cover here, and I'm just going to breeze through it. So stick with me. Let's have some fun, man. Here's the biggest problem I had with the PWI official ratings. We're going to go through the heavyweight. I'll give the top 10, and then I'm going to give you my opinion. Here's the top 10 in the world of pro wrestling, according to Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Number 1, 217 pounds from Davenport, Iowa. The WWE World Heavyweight Champion, what a fucking joke, Seth Rollins. 217? Hold off on your thoughts. Number 2, at 205 pounds from Plainview, New York. And they got that wrong because he's probably about 215 to 225, since you're always adding on attendance numbers and weight and height. People want to work you. You're not working anybody here. And he's from Long Island. He's the current AEW World Champion, the Triple B, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, number 2 in the world in the heavyweight division, according to PWI. Number 3, coming in at 220 pounds from Nagata, Japan, the IWGP World Champion, Sonata. Konnichiwa, bitches. Now, I understand this is for June 4th. We're on August 4th. So some of the titles have changed since then. So use your imagination, get the facts straight, and we'll plug it in. Sonata, number 3. Number 4 in the heavyweight rankings in the world. 265 pounds from Pensacola, Florida. The WWE Undisputed Champion, the Tribal Chief. You know, we the ones, the Bloodline. And you know my history with the Samoan Dynasty. Go back and check it out. Love my brothers. Peheo, Melihini Kane, Pupule, Wiki Wiki. Mahalo, brother. Aloha for all my fans. Well, for all the guys out there and gals out there. Roman Reigns. Now, I'm going to stop right there. I said I was going to go through the top 10, but this gets my goat, so to speak, to use that expression. How the fuck is Roman Reigns the longest reigning champion in the world right now? Over 1,000 days, currently like number 4 in the history of the WWE as longest reigning champions through the pandemic and everything else. And he's number 4. You have MJF, who I love and deserves certain spots ahead of Roman Reigns. Strong style or not, you have Sonata ahead of Roman Reigns. And how the fuck is Seth Rollins not only ahead of Reigns, and I said I wasn't going to do this before I read the top 10, but I'm doing it. How is he number 1 in the world? Seth Rollins has never been number 1 in the world, will never be number 1 in the world, and doesn't deserve the number 1 ranking now on perhaps the 3rd, maybe 4th biggest title, 3rd biggest title in the WWE currently. Roman Reigns is the undisputed champion. Raw and SmackDown, brand split. I get it. AEW doing the same thing. How is this happening? How can I take you seriously? How can I take the writing seriously? How can I take the magazine semi-seriously? I know it's a work. I know what you're trying to do here. I know the stories back in the day. I get it. I applied for several jobs at PWI to be a reporter and a writer and do my own column because of my history in the business. Over 30 years in the ring as a pro wrestling manager. That's right. Over 50 years as a fan, a historian, a researcher, a scout, a consultant, a smart, a mark. That's right, I said it, a mark. And I'm proud of it. And as I said, my 3 decades in the ring with over 25 WWE Hall of Famers, not to mention every other superstar and legend and hero that belong in the Hall of Fame, that I was fortunate and blessed and grateful enough and humbled to be in the ring with, who allowed me to work with them. How am I going to take this serious? You're supposed to be the authority? Let's move on. Number 5. From Nuevo Leon, Mexico, at 207 pounds. What a farce that is. So you're telling me that this guy weighs more than MJF? And that would be one, the AAA Mega Champion, Hijo del Vikingo. Say that 3 times fast. Now listen, a great luchador. Lucha. I get it. An unbelievable grappler for his style. Some shit I ain't never seen, man, in the ring. But you're going to tell me AAA champion or not, Lucha Libre, top guy in the sport now. He's no Rey Mysterio, but unbelievable Vikingo. He's number 5 in the world in the heavyweight division when he's probably about 175 pounds. And what bullshit you see now as who I am in my experience. PWI, I love you. I'm just telling you. You're going to get this. Whether you watch it or not, it doesn't matter. So he's number 5. Hijo del Vikingo. Number 6. 227 pounds. Jacked. From Rutherford, New Jersey, the Impact World Champion, Steve Macklin. Now, he deserves to be in the top 10 right now, especially being the Impact World Champion. But if I'm not mistaken, and Jesse could tell you this, my buddy, the Chi-Town Smart, Heel Jesse, he went to 2 TV tapings back-to-back nights. Talk about being a smart. But he knows what he's doing. If anyone knows and has a good opinion on the world of pro wrestling and gets it, it's Jesse, the Chi-Town Smart. Follow his channel on YouTube. Follow him on Twitter. I'm not sure if Macklin's still the champion because I don't follow Impact. I'll catch it. So he deserves to be there. And again, check out Jesse over on his channel. That's right, Jesse. I'm putting you over. You ever put me over, man? Do you? I love you, brother. I love you, man. Number 7. And I think Macklin's bigger than 227. An unbelievable talent, Steve Macklin. Number 7, at 297 pounds, and I don't believe he's that. He's lost a lot of weight. He's in tremendous shape. He's from Vienna, Austria. The current WWE Intercontinental Champion, Gunther. Walter. I call him Walter, you call him Gunther? He was Walter, now he's Gunther. Walter. To me, one of the baddest men walking the face of the IWC in the world of pro wrestling. Gunther is a legit badass. Talk about a guy who definitely deserves to be in the top 10 and is a true heavyweight. What a heavyweight pro wrestler is supposed to look like and act like and be like. This dude has a future for as long as he wants it. I'm a huge Gunther fan. Walter. You be the judge on Gunther or Walter. And the guys in Imperium and who he's surrounded with and just how much he has grown from NXT UK or NXT Europe, whatever it was, to NXT, to the roster. Let me think about that. To Gunther, to Walter, to Gunther. How much weight he's lost. An impressive man, Gunther. I want to see Gunther and Roman Reigns Gunther and Brock Lesnar. These are the matches that I envisioned. Number 8, from parts unknown, wherever. His weight, who knows? Definitely not a heavyweight. At 200, I don't even know what he is. Do you think he's 200 pounds? And that would be the current AEW International Champion on one heck of a defense and a roll right now for that title. Orange Cassidy. Now I'm going to give you my 2 cents on Cassidy. When the guy wants to work, he can work. He really is a decent grappler and can work for what the product is in 2023. But the gimmick, and I'll catch heat for this, I really don't give a fuck. The gimmick is garbage, it's bullshit, it's high school, it's indie mud show outlaw, which I've worked myself, no offense. And if you take some, sorry, change the channel. Orange Cassidy, again, a solid grappler. Get rid of the gimmick. I like the entrance song. Jane, you're playing a game of hide and seek, or whatever they say on Starship. A classic song. I love it. But the gimmick with the pockets and the fake kicks and laying back when you're across people that are legit badasses or athletes or, just workers that you want to take seriously. There's a time and place for everything. And I guess when it comes to this, everybody will put it over, right? You want to be a part of it. You want to sell for the guy. But to me, garbage. I don't like the gimmick. He can work. He's had an incredible run. I'm not here to shit on him personally, but his gimmick, garbage. And to me, Orange Cassidy does not belong in the top 10 in the world. Just my opinion. I don't care the belt that he's holding. And he's had some unbelievable bangers, as the kids say nowadays. Banger, I don't even know her. I mean, it's my crazy sense of humor sometimes. But really, Orange Cassidy with that gimmick, stick to wrestling, dude. I think you'll go much further. I get it. It's not about going over, it's about getting over. I've been saying that for 30 years. Other people repeat it and say it now, just like my origination of the line. In order to get respect, you have to start with respecting yourself. Once you do that, you open other people's minds to respecting you. But yet people steal that too and want to use it at their leisure. It's okay, man. I consider it a compliment. This one as well. There's 3 types of people in this world. Those who don't know what happened. Those who wonder what happened. And people like the GOC that make things happen. At least in my world. And that's what matters, because I don't live by man's world. I don't live by flesh. I live by faith, not fear. Just throwing it out there, because without my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, none of this would be possible. Get it? So let me just throw a little everything out. We're coming up in almost a half hour. I'll go all night. We're coming up. We're going to have a 24-hour show coming up soon. And I will be going live on YouTube. And I don't care about, this is one man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog. It's free to subscribe and hit the like button and leave a comment. No Patreon. No paywall. No super chats. And I'm going to be on audio only, too, as well as video. Hey, listen, I'm still new to this shit. I've only been on here for about 3 years. On all social media. Before the pandemic, right before it hit in 2019, the end of the year, I've been on that long. That's it. Whether it be on X, the former Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Rumble, Parler at one time, Gitter, Gab, Truth Social. It's unbelievable. I'm new to this stuff. I'm OG. Triple OG. Not even a double OG. 25 years behind the walls. Go and read The Mitt if you know what I'm talking about, and see the experiences of what I've done in my life. you'll understand why you're here on the channel, and if not, why you should be here on the channel. That's no joke. I tell it like it is. And anyone who knows me, humble, respectful, little off maybe, people a little crazy. Okay, all right. We're all got our glitches, but I'm loyal. I'm there. You get it, right? Let's get back to the top 10 and the travesty of Pro Wrestling Illustrated and what you've turned into, along with the industry, I guess, right? Let that sink in. Let that marinate. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. And speaking of that, because I haven't shouted them out in probably the last several shows, I want to give a big shout out and recognition to my one and only true sponsor who's been here since day one. Purity, clarity, Sweet Heel CBD, and my good buddy, Mr. Hempel Stillskin. That's right, Mr. Hempel Stillskin. And Sweet Heel CBD at sweetheal.com. Everything from tinctures to lotions to balms to oils, edibles, things for your pets to help you sleep. It's the wave of the future. Do your research on CBD. Legally owned, legally grown, legally licensed here in the greater New England tri-state Northeast area. It's an unbelievable product. And Mr. Hempel Stillskin, it doesn't get any better than a guy that you can trust and that's loyal and a man of his word. Mr. Hempel Stillskin and Sweet Heel CBD for wellness is the wave of the future. Don't just go by my word. Do your research. Check it out. And you'll understand what I'm talking to. There's a lot of competition out there. The market is saturated. But in this area, and it will be nationwide, and they work their asses off. Sweet Heel CBD, sweetheal.com, and Mr. Hempel Stillskin, who's one hell of a baseball player. Who knew? Soccer, baseball, Hempel Stillskin can do it all. So I just want to give a big shout out. It's been a minute, my brother. Sweet Heel. I don't go a day without it. As a two-time Hall of Famer with a litany of injuries, I really don't go a day without Sweet Heel. And if you use the promo code CHAOS, CHAOS, I still believe they're honoring it, and I believe it's 25%, or at least 20% off all the products. Up to a certain amount, certain limit. But who gets 25%? The GOC. Use the promo code CHAOS. Thank you, Sweet Heel. Thank you, Mr. Hempel Stillskin. I went on and on about that, but it's well worth it. So we did the top 7. We did the top 8 in the heavyweight division. Seth Rollins, MJF, Sonata, Roman Reigns, Del Vikingo, Steve Macklin, Gunther, Gunther, Orange Cassidy, and now number 9, 209 pounds from Ishikawa, Japan, Madoka Kikuta, the Open Dream Gate champion. I don't know what the fuck that is. And he certainly doesn't belong in the top 10. Again, what are you doing here, Pro Wrestling Illustrated? What's this all about, man? Are you going to be at least accurate? Is the generation, is the Zers, the millennials, or current? What is it? Because I haven't gotten into the articles. I want to stick to this, but this is a travesty on what you guys are doing here. I'm calling you out on it, and I love you. And I buy your bag. I buy your product. So you can't say shit to me because I support you. I am the consumer. Remember that. I'm just saying. Come on, man. I'm just saying. No offense. Number 10, to round out the top 10 in the heavyweights in the world. Come on, man. Do better. 375 pounds from Beantown, Boston, Massachusetts. The NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Tyrus. And you could see him on Fox. Tyrus is a good man. Because he's conservative, all you clowns out there jump on him. Not only will he beat your ass, but he's a good man and he knows what he's talking about. He's a well-rounded individual. That's what you're supposed to be in life. Conversate. There's no right and wrong answer. It's all opinions. Don't you get it yet? Tyrus number 10. as the NWA World Heavyweight Champion here for the period ending June 4th, 2023. So just about 2 months ago, because we're August 4th. Again, my pet peeves with this top 10. The weights, MJF at 205. No, I don't think so. You're way off. And you're going to say that Hijo del Vikingo is 2 pounds heavier than MJF? What is this? Seth Rollins? How is Seth Rollins number 1? How is it when it's the 3rd championship in the company? It's a travesty. Kakuta does not belong here. Nobody even knows who he is, whether you're trying to be fair or not, work or not. This is a shoe. It's just pitiful what you guys have done over there at Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and I'm calling you out on it. To me, you want, okay, Chaos, okay, GOC, the GOC, what's your number 1? Number 1 in the world right now, in the world of pro wrestling, the heavyweight champion, is Roman Reigns. Make no mistake about it. He's number 1 in the world. It's not even close. Number 2, because you'll go with the company and its size and the major leagues and what he's currently doing, although not really defending the title, and I love him. I'm one of his biggest fans. Probably MJF. That's just the way I see it. I would put definitely Gunther, Walter Gunther, the Intercontinental Champion, up higher. Not just, I know the Intercontinental Championship is like the 5th or 6th belt in the WWE, but I'm going to go by his body of work, and that's what you're supposed to do here. And you guys aren't doing it. I don't want to go an hour here, but maybe I'll go a little bit longer because I want to get onto the tag teams. And I'll come back and do different episodes, and I'll break down the rankings. And when I get the current magazine, because I'm not going to go online for it, I'm still going to support you. I subscribe to you, and I'm always tagging you in tweets, and I never hear nothing back, or X's, whatever you want to call them. So, but I'm just telling it like it is. And right here, as of now, they have the different champions. Now it says the tag teams, as they mix things, they now have no more separate men's and women's rankings in this. They've mixed them together. That's also bullshit. That also should not be happening. How are you going to compare a women's tag team to a man's tag team and put them in the same division? This is the problem in the current 2023 product. I'm all for intergender wrestling. I'm all for mixed tag teams. And I know a lot of the gals are just as good in certain ways, and they're all together, and they train together at a lot of the local facilities. I get it. I understand. Great athletes, but it's not the same. The physical difference, and you know it. And I shouldn't have to say it here to bring it to you. You want to be a denier? Go look in the mirror about you yourself as a person when you start denying facts and reality. That's all I'm going to say about that. Figure it out for yourself. But it's ludicrous that they're doing this. And not the singer. Not the rapper. Because you know I could rap, right? I said a M-A-S, a T-E-R, a G with a double E. I said I go by the unforgettable name of the man they call the Master G. Well, my name is known all over the world. All the foxy ladies and pretty girls are going down in history as the baddest brother there ever could be. Have you ever went over a friend's house to eat and the food just ain't no good? I mean, the macaroni saga, the peas are moist, and the chicken tastes like wood. Do I have to continue to go on here? You don't want me to start with a hip hop? Does anybody get what I'm doing and what I'm talking about here? All right, let's get on to the tag teams. Let me adjust the music. Kick back. We're 40 minutes in here. We're going to go an hour. I'm telling you right now. So kick back, watch it in parts, come back, bookmarker, whatever you want to do. Let me hydrate. I got to hydrate. You got to hydrate. So let's see what happens here. I have no espresso today, so I'm not banging, but I do have coffee, a little dark roast. Again, it's early in the morning. Should I talk to her? Alexa, let's play something soothing. Alexa, play...
The station, classical piano, free on Amazon Music.
I'm not sure if that's what I wanted. Alexa, play tropical thunderstorm sounds. That sounds good.
Playing specific songs is only available with Amazon
She's talking
Music
back to
Unlimited.
me.
Here's a station based on quiet tropical
I don't trust
thunderstorm
it. They're
sounds by
listening
Nature
in. You know that,
Sounds
right?
Nature Music.
Sit back. Does anybody got to go to the bathroom now? This is what you get here, man. Unique, unedited, unscripted. You know, I said it. Raw dog. Guys are missing the boat. We have some agua veish as well. I know. I usually have them on opposite sides, and I have my special straw, if you know what I'm talking about, for when SHTF happens. It's coming. It's coming to your neighborhood. Be prepared. I know, it looks funny with a guy like this. I get it. All right. Alexa, play tropical thunderstorm sounds. I think that's a little better than that.
Don't forget, becoming a pro member unlocks.
I don't want to be a member. Guys, I'm sorry for wasting your time. Normally you can edit this out, but I don't do that. I bring you into my place. Let you get to know me a face to the product. No. Alexa, no.
Okay, if you change your mind, just say Ask Thunderstorm Sounds about pro membership.
All right. So again, PWI, stick with me, fans, stick with me. We're 40 minutes in here on Chaos Corner, live to tape, heading into the first weekend of August 2023. It's been a whirlwind. Let's see what the fall brings and then the dog days of what we're going to play out here. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. Here we go with the tag teams for June 4th, 2023. Again, 2 months ago, I believe this is on sale till the 22nd of the month of August. It's dated October. You know, they're always ahead and 6 weeks behind. Excuse me. Again, no edit button, no press button. You're going to hear me cough. So there might be one more, but you get the point of the rankings and how ludicrous and what you guys are doing over there, Pro Wrestling Illustrated. And I'm calling you out on it. Here's the tag teams. Number one, and again, I'll try not to do what I did in the heavyweights and just start bashing. I'm going to try to breeze through this here, keep it under an hour. Sometimes, you know, people in the IWC, not my fans. It's not what I'm saying. Have the brain of a dehydrated BB. You know that, right? With your attention span. Let's move on to the next thing, like every 5 seconds, right? Just like society. Number one, combined weight 478 pounds. The WWE Unified Tag Team Champions, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Number two, combined weight 446 pounds. The AEW World Tag Team Champions, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood, FTR. Number three, combined weight 452 pounds. The IWGP and NJPW New Japan Strong Tag Team Champions, Hiroko Goto and Yoshihashi. Goto and Hashi. God bless you. Number three, my opinion, IWGP, New Japan, get it. The relationship, they're together. It's the same thing. A great style, very influential here, just like the Lucha style in 2023 in North America and the United States. But how the fuck are they the number three tag team in the world? How does that happen? And then there's something here that I'm going to call you guys out on, and it's what I can't take it serious anymore. I'm going to start taking it for what it's worth, not the legends you guys once were. You're all show and no go now. You're going on past reputation, Pro Wrestling Illustrated. I'm just telling you how I see it. Seth Rollins, number one, is a heavyweight. Out of your fucking mind. Number four, combined weight 725 pounds. Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black, the AEW World Trios Champions. 6-man tag teams, number one, but I get you've used trios in 2023. Why do you have a 3-man team, 6-man when they compete? Why do you have a 3-man team in the tag team rankings? Tag team 2. Tradition, history, honor, respect. You don't have it anymore. I'm giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's not here to bash. It may seem like it, but I got to call you out. It's been sticking in my craw, I don't know, well over 5 years. Maybe almost a little longer than that. So, again, total garbage, doesn't belong. How does it qualify? It doesn't. Your reputation is on the line here, and that's what you put in the tag team division. 3 guys that are AEW World Trios champions, 6-man tag team champions. Explain to me why. Tag teams, 2. Number 5, combined weight unknown. They are the Knockouts Tag Team Champions, Kylan King and Taylor Wilde. I don't even know if they're still the Tag Team Champions. Don't know. Don't give a fuck. Why are 2 women, again, from what I know of Kylan King and seen a little bit on Taylor Wilde, because I do appreciate and follow women's wrestling, qualified athletes, qualified for what they do, especially King. Why are 2 women in the tag team division? Why isn't it men's tag teams, women's tag teams? Why can't we separate? We already got enough BS with genders in the real world, and you want to bring it into pro wrestling now, right? Everyone's going to say, it's fake chaos, it doesn't work, man. It's not. It's also a mirror of reality. So I don't understand, and this is where your credibility has become basically worthless. 2 women in the tag team division, top 10 in the world, and number 5, the Knockouts Tag Team Women's Champions. What am I reading? The Inquirer? The Star? What is Pro Wrestling Illustrated in 2023? Riddle me that. How about that? Number 6 in the tag teams, top 10 in the world, June 4th, 2023, 2 months ago. PWI. Combined weight, 339 pounds, Ace Austin and Chris Bay, the Impact Revolver Tag Team Champions. Really? Revolver? Number 7, combined weight, 269 pounds. And they're no longer the Tag Team Champions, but again, remember, they're behind here in PWI. I get it. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. So, if you're going to do this, again, go back to what I said about King and Wilde, the Knockouts Tag Team Champions, there's men's and women's division. You can't split it up. This is the kind of stuff that you have here. In the number 1, no way they would ever be in the top, although legit badasses, MMA, respect those women, huge Rousey fan. I like Baszler too. UFC, mixed martial arts. I kind of like the storyline for the first time of what they're doing now since Ronda, when she was with Triple H and that mixed tag they had. Otherwise, she's basically hasn't really been Rowdy Ronda. It's another story for another time, but what are you doing here? Explain to your fans. Put a little note, it's mixed gender ratings. Because this doesn't fly. And I still get your magazine. Number 7. You guys got to be kidding me. I said I wasn't going to do this. I said, wait for it. It's still coming. Wait, don't go anywhere yet. 48 minutes in, don't go anywhere. Number 8, top 10 tag teams in the world. Arez and Commander, combined weight 313 pounds, almost as much as Rousey and Baszler. They are the AAA Lucha Tag Team Champions. How are they in the top 10? My granddaughter weighs more than both of them. Again, great luchas. Unbelievable guys. I couldn't carry their jockstrap. Okay, I appreciate for what they do and who they are. The culture. I get it, man. You're talking to the OG of triple OGs. The GOC. I just don't understand what your qualifications are. You say here ratings are based on 1-loss records for the past month. Quality of opposition. Inherent skill of each wrestler or tag team. Unless submitted by the promoters, and I'm sure we pick and choose, ratings are compiled by a committee consisted of Kevin McElvaney, Pat LaPrada, Louis D., Harry Burkett. I'm well aware of your work, Harry. I can appreciate you. Jason McVie, Paul Pratt, Marique Indica, and Striga from CageNet. The numbers in parentheses indicate a wrestler's position in that category last issue. Doesn't say anything else about anything. I got to question all of you guys over at the staff, and then who's above them. Go to the people that are in the arenas. And I know some of the people, when you get to the reports, those I can appreciate, I know are accurate. This, garbage. Number 9, top 10 tag teams, combined weight 559 pounds. The NWA Crockett Cup winners, 2023, Mike Knox and Trevor Murdoch. Two legit badasses. I can't argue with that. So you get some things right. But whatever you get right and you break down and what you do put into all the hard work that you do, and I can appreciate that over there at the staff, the things that you get blatantly wrong are a fucking insult to this community and the people in the business. Too bad if you don't like it. I'll give you my apologies, because I'm a humble guy, but this is Chaos Corner, and I am the guardian of chaos. It's a mix. Work, shoot, you get it. But I'm telling it like it is now. Number 10, combined weight 364 pounds. Julia. Isn't that from an Adam Sandler movie? Wedding Singer or some shit like that? Waterboy? I don't know. Happy Gilmore? Big Daddy? Julia, Mai Sakurai, and Thekla. I have no idea. They are the Artist of Stardom champions, combined weight 364 pounds, and that's 3 of them. Again, what are you doing here in the tag team division? What are you doing here at Pro Wrestling Illustrated? Supposed to be the godfather in the world of pro wrestling, and this is this garbage that you're throwing out here. I'm not talking about the whole magazine. I'm talking about this. Come at me. I dare you to question what I am talking about. Let me steal like everybody else is doing. Tell me when I'm telling lies, or let me know when I'm telling lies. Whatever the quote is. Tell me when I'm lying. So that's what you have here. And before we wrap this up, at least on this, top 10 tag teams in the world, where the fuck are Jimmy and Jay Uso? How are the Usos in 2023, June 4th, 2 months ago to the day, no matter what the storyline is from the bloodline, how are they not in the top 10 tag teams in the fucking world? Pro Wrestling Illustrated? What a disappointment. Seth Rollins, number 1 in the world. What a disappointment. This really is. I could go on and on and on about this. I really could. I could go on and on about this, but I'm not going to. I'll come back. There'll be another part to this. There really will be. Because, I'm coming up on an hour. They have a good article in here on Zoe Stark. A fantastic, legendary article on superstar Billy Graham by my old buddy Brian Solomon, who I just ran into this past weekend at the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame class of 2023 and FanFest 8. And Brian is working on a Gorilla Monsoon book, and he's written many other books, has an unbelievable podcast. We follow each other on social media. I had a chance to meet Brian this past weekend, and I purchased Blood and Guts, which I also did a quick review, not the whole book, but just the forewords and the introduction on Brian. What an amazing guy, what a talented guy, humble, respectful, funny dude, a good family man. Brian, it was a pleasure. Sorry you're wrapped up on this episode of the garbage of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, but I'm telling it like it is, giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Thank you again this weekend, Brian Solomon. And he's got an unbelievable article here in PWI, The Way It Was, superstar Billy Graham. So I'll put Brian over. Not that he needs it. But again, I had the pleasure to talk with him and pick his brain this past weekend. So, just different things. Even the reports. I love the independent reports. That's one of the best parts in the sections here in PWI. I know the arena reports are accurate for the most part. I even see people that I know from back. I've been in this business. Again, I went to training school at Quest facility in Orange, the legendary Passerello's Quest, in 1984. Now, I didn't make my debut as a manager until 1991. But you guys get it. And in between traveling and then, of course, being behind the walls and then working for Dr. Deeb, those are stories for another time. But I know these are right. I see legendary photographers, Bill Apter, George Napolitano, Timothy Walker, that I look at the shows everywhere here all around the country, Alabama, California, Georgia, Illinois, Maine, Michigan, New Jersey, Mississippi, Connecticut, Northeast Wrestling. They even had a show featuring guys that I know that are Roma trained and Mancini brain from Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling and have moved on to great things all around the country, whether it be Northeast or beyond, and all kinds of groups, tag team champions everywhere, wrestling stars. The Miracle Generation. Wow, Dustin Flash Waller, Kylon King defeated the Brick City Boys and Waves and Braids. Those are guys right here. Roma trained, Mancini brain, Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling here in PWI. So I know these things are accurate and who's reporting them. Tim Walker was the photographer. And also, Tarka and Vendetta, Hunter Tarka and Lorenzo Vendetta were in that four-way. Look at the guys. Waves and Curls have worked for PAPW. The Brick City Boys have worked for PAPW. The Miracle Generation were trained at PAPW. Tarka and Vendetta, the Battle Academy, were trained at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. Lucas Chase has been booked at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. JT Dunn, Brad Hollister. I mean, the list goes on and on. Brian Anthony. So you just look at the different people, and they even brought in Anthony Bowens and Max Caster without Daddy Ass. So I know these are accurate, and these are the good parts, the legendary parts of Pro Wrestling Illustrated. And again, PWI results at yahoo.com to send in your arena reports. And so I'll even put you over, spotlight of the card in Japan here on these reports. You know, shows in New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Puerto Rico, the IWA, Washington, West Virginia, Canada, Japan, South Korea, Manitoba. Wrestling is worldwide. I don't know if we're going out of focus here. It looks like I'm moving in and out. So if we get any focus, it is what it is. But so PWI, I'm not here to bash you. I'm here to call you out on certain things. Because a lot of things, and again, this is where the top 70 prospects going into pro wrestling. I'll come back, I'll review it, I'll give you my thoughts. Thank you guys for being here. We're coming up on just about an hour. I want to get this up there. And we'll come back. I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, but PWI on some of that. But I'm still going to buy you. I'm still a consumer. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. I can't thank you guys enough for being here on Chaos Corner. You know how it is. Kick back, enjoy, stay to the end. We're getting ready to get out of here. I will be back. Got a lot of stuff coming up. So I'll say that to say this, because I tell it like it is. Don't you dare miss it. Shout out to the Dome, Mr. Rotella. On Rumble, Rotella streams. Ballyho.